Have you ever experienced moments where life seemed to bend in inexplicable ways to favor you? Perhaps doors opened at just the right time, or you narrowly avoided disaster through what some might call coincidence. These are not random occurrences, but signs that you may be among the chosen ones, those entrusted with sacred spiritual gifts by divine providence. These abilities are not mere talents or lucky traits, but powerful endowments meant to equip you for a higher calling that transcends ordinary existence. Many who carry these gifts go through life unaware of their true spiritual inheritance. They may dismiss their profound intuitions as imagination, their moments of supernatural insight as coincidence, or their ability to influence situations as simple personality traits. Yet these experiences are not accidents. They are divine signatures, markers of a sacred assignment placed upon your life. The world we inhabit is far more than what meets the eye. It is a battlefield of spiritual forces where the challenges we face often have deeper roots than surface appearances suggest. Without these divine gifts, navigating life would be like walking through a storm without shelter. But with them, you are fortified, not just to survive, but to thrive, to lead, to heal, and to transform the world around you in ways that defy conventional understanding. What exactly are these sacred abilities that set the chosen ones apart? How do they manifest in daily life, and how can you recognize and cultivate them within yourself? These are questions that have echoed through the ages, asked by seekers and mystics across all spiritual traditions. The answers reveal a profound truth. Certain individuals are endowed with extraordinary capacities that mark them as instruments of divine will in the world. Let us explore the 7 divine powers that distinguish the chosen ones, understanding their nature, their purpose, and how they operate in both subtle and spectacular ways. The first and perhaps most foundational gift is spiritual sight, the ability to perceive realities beyond the physical. This is not about having visions in the dramatic sense, though that may be part of it, but rather about seeing with the soul rather than just the eyes. Those blessed with this gift describe it as a heightened sensitivity to the unseen world that permeates our physical reality. You might walk into a room and immediately sense its spiritual atmosphere, whether it is thick with tension or radiant with peace. You might meet someone and, without exchanging a single word, perceive their hidden struggles, their true intentions, or even their untapped potential. Some experience this through dreams, vivid, symbolic encounters that later unfold in waking life with uncanny accuracy. Others simply know things they have no natural way of knowing, as though truth itself whispers directly to their spirit. This gift is crucial because we live in a world where not everything is as it appears. The physical realm is merely the surface. Beneath it flows an undercurrent of spiritual forces, some light, some dark. With spiritual sight, you discern these forces at work behind the scenes of everyday life. You are not easily deceived by facades because you see the divine orchestration or sometimes the enemy's schemes beneath the surface of events. Developing this gift requires intentional cultivation through regular periods of silence and meditation to sharpen spiritual perception, prayer for discernment, and the practice of recording dreams and impressions to track their accuracy over time. Learning to distinguish between true spiritual insight and mere imagination is an essential part of this process. The second divine power is what we might call the miracle mindset. Living in a state of divine synchronicity where extraordinary events become almost commonplace. Miracles are not relics of ancient times reserved for biblical stories. They happen every day for those whose lives are aligned with divine purpose. Some people seem to attract the extraordinary. Impossible healings, sudden provisions, coincidences that defy logical explanation. This is not luck or chance. It is living in the flow of divine favor. Those who walk in miracles understand a profound truth. What looks like random chance to others is, for them, God's deliberate intervention. A job opportunity appears at just the right moment, when all other doors have closed. A financial need is met from an unexpected source at the precise time it's needed. A sickness disappears without medical explanation, leaving doctors puzzled. These are not random occurrences, but orchestrated moments of grace designed to reveal divine presence and power. Yet miracles require more than passive hope or wishful thinking. They emerge from expectant faith, a heart so attuned to God's voice that it recognizes His movement even in the smallest details of daily life. The chosen ones don't beg for miracles. They live from the reality that miracles are their spiritual inheritance. Their unshakable confidence actually shifts circumstances because they operate from the fundamental truth that the impossible bows to divine will. Cultivating this mindset involves immersing oneself in stories of biblical miracles until they feel normal rather than exceptional, practicing gratitude for past miracles to build faith for future ones, taking faith risks by acting on divine promptings even when logic protests, and surrounding oneself with others who believe in and expect miracles as a regular part of spiritual life. The third sacred endowment is the healing touch, the ability to mend what is broken in body, mind, and spirit. Healing is not confined to medical professionals or biblical figures from antiquity. Some carry in their very hands or in their prayers the capacity to restore wholeness where there was once brokenness. This gift operates on multiple levels, addressing not just physical ailments, but emotional wounds and spiritual fractures as well. True healers understand they are merely conduits for a power greater than themselves. The healing energy doesn't originate from them. It flows through them from a divine source. When they lay hands on the sick or pray for the afflicted, they are not the source of healing, but the vessel through which divine power operates. This is why the greatest healers throughout history have typically been the humblest of individuals. They recognize their role is to get out of the way and let the divine power work unimpeded by ego or personal agenda. It's important to understand that this gift isn't always manifested through dramatic instant cures that make headlines. Sometimes healing is a gradual process. A word spoken at the perfect time that begins the inner restoration of a wounded soul. A presence that makes suffering bearable even when it doesn't disappear immediately. A love that patiently coaxes broken spirits back to wholeness over time. Nurturing the healing gift requires praying for opportunities to pray for others' healing. Studying healing ministries as models for compassionate service. Paying attention to physical sensations like heat or tingling in the hands during prayer as possible indicators of healing energy flowing, and keeping a faithful record of healing experiences to strengthen one's confidence in this divine endowment. The fourth power granted to the chosen ones is divine influence, the capacity to shape realities and shift atmospheres simply through one's presence. Some individuals enter a room and the very air seems to change around them. Their words carry unusual weight and authority. Their actions inspire transformation in those around them. This isn't mere charisma or personal magnetism as we normally understand it. It's divine influence operating through a human vessel. Those who walk in this gift don't force their way into leadership or demand attention. They magnetize it through the spiritual authority they carry. People naturally look to them for guidance, not because they aggressively seek followers, but because they radiate wisdom and authenticity that draws others instinctively. Their lives become living testimonies, proof that a higher way of living is possible even in the midst of a broken world. It's crucial to understand that this influence isn't given for personal gain or self-aggrandizement. It's a sacred stewardship that carries with it tremendous responsibility. Every decision made by such individuals creates ripples that extend far beyond their immediate circle, affecting families, communities, and sometimes even entire nations. History shows us that when such individuals stand for justice, corrupt systems tremble. When they choose forgiveness over vengeance, cycles of hatred are broken. When they demonstrate unconditional love, hardened hearts begin to soften. Growing in divine influence requires cultivating deep integrity, ensuring that one's private life matches the public image, studying the lives of influential biblical figures who wielded their authority wisely, praying continually for wisdom in using influence responsibly, and being intentional about building up others rather than seeking personal elevation. The true measure of this gift is seen not in how many follow, but in how many are empowered to become their best selves. The fifth sacred gift is the whisper of intuition, what might be called heaven's guidance system operating within the human spirit. This is far more than simple gut feelings or instinctual reactions. It's divine intelligence providing direction where human reasoning alone would fail. Those who have developed this gift describe it as an inner compass that consistently points true north even when all external landmarks are obscured. They might meet someone and instantly know, without any observable evidence, that this person cannot be trusted. Or they may feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to take a different route to work one morning, only to discover later that a serious accident occurred on their usual path. This isn't paranoia or superstition. It's spiritual discernment operating at a profound level. In a world that teaches almost exclusive reliance on external validation, credentials, opinions, data, and visible evidence, the chosen ones learn to trust the unseen witness within. The more they obey this quiet voice, the clearer and more reliable it becomes, like a muscle that strengthens with regular use. Sharpening this intuitive gift requires practicing listening to and acting on small promptings even when they seem insignificant. Learning to distinguish between true intuition and fearful imagination by carefully tracking outcomes over time, spending regular periods in silence to better hear the still small voice above life's noise, and testing spiritual impressions against both scripture and godly counsel to ensure alignment with divine truth. Will you answer the call? The harvest of human need is plentiful, but those equipped to address it at this level are few. Your spiritual gifts are not accidental. They are part of a divine design far greater than yourself. The question isn't whether you have what it takes, but whether you'll dare to believe that the divine power within you is greater than any obstacle before you. The time of awakening is now. The world needs what you carry. Will you rise to the occasion?